What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Game Soup. I'm your host, Damon Hadfield. Joining me this week is Justin Davis, Sam Claiborne, and CJ Gibson.
What's happening? Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Sorry we left you guys hanging for a week, but I feel refreshed and ready to go.
A bunch of people didn't know what had happened, but we talked about it on the show.
Which outs you for not actually listening to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Now I know which of you don't listen to the full show.
And did you maybe tweet about it too or anything?
Nope. Just said it on the show.
Oh, just.
But I was tweeting photos.
Well, yeah, exactly. We were clearly having a nice vacation.
You did that thing to that tree.
You did. I noticed that one.
The tree was asking for it. We got a great show for you this week. We got to talk about Super Mario Maker 2. There's just so much to talk about with that game. We're going to take a look through the Volume 2 of the SNES Omnibus.
If you're just listening online, can we hear the sound of that book on the table?
Here,
Hang on. Crib some space.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that came through.
Are we still rolling?
it's in.
Did it shut down?
It's letters N through Z.
The good letters.
No, yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, you get all the super games in there, so yeah.
It's interesting because on this monitor, you look a lot like Casey and you look a lot like Tom. See that?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's true.
No roll with that.
But first,
Why is NVC up there?
It's okay.
Do we need to be worried about that?
No, we're good.
that's,
We're good.
That's another show. All right, but first, let's share what we've been playing. Rage 2 is out this week. Dan Stapleton reviewed it, gave it an 8 flat, a great flat, I believe.
Yeah.
I've played 30 minutes of it, and so that qualifies me to concur with his review.
Expert.
But the intro is all just, it's like kind of scripted stuff. And then it's like, here's the open world.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice because you get to the open world really fast.
Yep.
But the scripted stuff is not indicative of what the game is.
Not being rude, by the way. I got on my phone to double check the name of the game I've been playing.
Oh,
Rage
there you
2?
go.
It turns out it's Rage 2.
So I don't have a whole lot to say about Rage 2, but I do like it so far. I think the gunplay feels really nice.
Yes.
That's
And
what
we got to
strikes me
see a
first.
bunch of
absolutely.
late game stuff in the office here
There's
because
people playing
the
it.
guides team and the review and stuff. And there's a really great flying machine that I recommend you go for from the start of the game. We have a page on it, but
We have a page on like where to find the flying machine.
it's like that's the idea, right? Is that like if you're gonna do a thing first, we have a things to do first page, which is really good, but there's a whole thing about the flying machine on it.
Nice.
And it looks really good, and like it's on the Just Cause engine, so it's like the game.
I don't know if
is-
that's a compliment or not. But.
No, I'm just saying that it's very vertical, and so
Gotcha.
A lot of games that you're just driving around and shooting things with Doom style weapons don't usually let you fly really high up in the air and just
Right.
get out of there.
It's like a restricted
I think that's
space.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean the game feels good. I have not
You've
got a
played
chance
it,
to just basically tried it when I was setting up a bunch of Let's Plays for people and stuff like that. So fired weapons, it feels great. So the just initial first impression of the game feels really good. I'm actually looking forward to playing through a little bit of the campaign.
Yeah, I gotta dive more into it.
Yeah.
But a game I have been playing a lot more of that I played on my whole vacation was Katana Zero on Switch. And that game is awesome.
Nice.
Highly recommended. Anyone tried this one?
No, it looks
Yeah.
great. I want to.
saw it, yeah.
It's on my wish list.
Oh, good. You wish listed it.
Yeah.
You should just treat yourself.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow, if it's Friday,
Just do it.
treat yourself to a little Switch game. Do you guys know anything about the game? You know what it is?
Yeah, it looks great.
It's like it's like Ninja Gaiden
Yeah, I saw some of the artwork, but yeah, that's about
mixed
it.
with elevator action.
Are there birds in it?
I think not interactable birds, but there might be some
Good.
birds flying around.
Yeah, and is there holes where the bird just like spawns infinitely and then kills
Yeah.
you? That would be the best.
No, I don't think you have to worry about falling in pits. It is a one-hit kill situation.
We're
for
making
you,
Ninja
though.
Gaiden jokes, but here's a real question:
Yeah.
Do you have red shoes?
I think you're like you're a samurai dressed in like samurai garb. So I think you wear like the wooden sort of clogs.
Yeah, because in elevator
Traditional
action you have red shoes.
Is that true?
Yeah, famously red.
What about in elevator action returns? What color are your
When
shoes?
did we look at that?
Recently in the
That was
office.
insane. Was that a TurboGrafx?
It's an arcade game,
game.
and it's awesome. The random button took me there one day. You should check out some videos of
It's got
elevator
this
action
like
from recent-
anime Blade Runner aesthetic.
It's like a mid-90s sort of like Akira art style.
Nice.
It doesn't even make sense that it would, but there's still elevators.
That seems awesome.
It's
And
really
people, when you get killed in that game, well, when you kill enemies and stuff, they have these like terrific animations. And like one is like the guy's catching on fire. It's like this elaborate 12
like
frame
violent.
like guy like getting on the ground like in a movie like from the 90s where they're like thrashing and stuff.
Flailing around.
The way
There's always the man on fire running by in every action.
Yeah.
And they're on frame. They're in the frame for 2 seconds because then they're immediately put out.
Yeah.
when they get
And they have to do that same arm waving
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and the hero walks away in slow motion.
If you've played the original Elevator Action, it's a very early arcade game from the early 80s, and it seems very quaint today.
Yeah.
Elevator Action Returns, let me tell you two things about it. In the first level...
So happy this is what this episode is about.
In the first level, as you're making your way down the building, the entire top half of the building blows off.
Severed.
Nice.
And the entire top half of the building is blown off, and then the bad guy shows up in a helicopter and laughs at you and flies off.
Naturally.
At the very beginning of level 2, it's a new building, and some of the goons are like pacing back and forth, and one of them sees something out the window. So he's looking away from you, the player, out the window, like into the depth of your TV screen. Then he calls his friends over. They all gather around the window, and then they scatter and they run, and a helicopter flies straight into the building, crashes into the building, and you jump out of the helicopter and
this
start
is
shooting
all in
everyone.
like 32-bit, like beautiful, like pixel art.
Right.
It's remarkable.
This seems
Elevator
great.
Action
Yeah.
Returns.
Where was I? I would've played it.
Exactly.
I know. It's so good. Anyway, Katana Zero. It's kind of like that, and it's a 2D game set in sort of like office buildings where the bad guys are coming in and out of doors and everything. And the whole setup, it's like very short levels that are rarely larger than one screen, and you have to take everyone out without being hit yourself, basically.
But one hit kill.
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
Oof. No
So
health.
like the conceit, the whole idea of the game is you're trying to think how to get through killing everyone and make it to the next area.
Wow,
You're like making a plan, and then when you actually do it, you watch it unfold.
Because when you say Ninja Gaiden, like the old NES days, my brain is thinking, how that is not possible to do that game without getting hit. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody who has.
Speedruns are great for that.
The speed runs are great, but when they do get hit, they use that as like an advantage to actually progress through different parts of the game.
But you could probably do one screen at a time without getting hit, right?
Maybe,
You could actually just
yeah.
scroll from one screen.
Yeah. Okay.
That's more like what it's like.
Interesting.
And you can slow down time and dash through lasers.
Oh, slow down time.
Yeah.
Fan favorite.
So if you can't play Elevator Action Returns tonight, I would recommend Katana Zero.
but why would you not?
But the other thing I wanted to
Question.
say about Katana Zero is like I've said before, like I love like fake violence and I love gorehound, but even I was a little bit taken aback by how profane Katana Zero is. It's a
Really?
profane and vulgar game, and I'm playing it on my Nintendo Switch, being like, I'm like doing a little pro clutching, being like, oh my goodness gracious,
Feels wrong to play that
Yeah.
on Switch. You're like, huh.
but very, very,
It's
very.
more than like Hotline Miami.
I didn't play much Hotline Miami, and it's been years, so I'd have to revisit that.
It is similar to that, I'd imagine.
I think it has a similar sort of like synthwave 80s drive movie vibe.
Nice.
That's what it's-
Well, I mean, even Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch feels really odd. I mean, it's crazy that they do it, but every time I watch those fatalities, I just can't not stomach them.
They should
you
turn
playing-
the blood to sweat.
I don't know if that would happen
keep
now.
all the head tearing and all the rest.
Can
but
you
then just-
imagine? People would be irate
No,
now.
but if it was like an option, I think it'd be a fun little like.
yeah, it'd be interesting. But the problem is, even when I'm playing the game, so I have played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 11. It's
On Switch?
Not on Switch. Playing here on the PS4. I can't watch the fatalities.
Really?
What?
Yeah, it's just too much for me. It's just out of this world.
I knew there's people out there like that, so
And a little bit squeamish about it, and I don't know why, because I didn't mind the previous version. There's always one or two fatalities. I think Noob Saibot was like, where like tore somebody in half by the legs. There's some crazy, terrible fatalities that just like they don't sit well with me. But
You know,
You've
the
been watching the latest Game of Thrones season?
no, and that's what. So my wife wants me to. Yeah,
There's like serious gore this season.
there is, and she's always like,
worse
"Ooh,
than
hang on."
anything before? I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's a few shots in the most recent episode of like lingering on someone getting like chopped
Yeah,
in half.
that
In a way that like it used to be more like you saw it, but it wasn't like full frame.
Yeah,
Like leaning into it.
and I don't know what
I
it
see
is.
a lot of sinew.
Yeah.
Sinew, okay.
See, I mean, just
Don't get to use that word too often.
just John Wick, actually. The third one's coming out.
I'm seeing it tomorrow night.
Yeah, nice. I'd love to see it. That's the kind of movie where I can watch somebody getting shot like 100, 200 times. And I think they said...
CJ.
Yeah, but I mean,
201 though.
Well, in John Wick, they...
too much.
Every man has his limits.
They have a counter. I think it was like 120 some shots or something like that, or deaths in John Wick 2. And I don't mind shooting, but like stabbings and beheadings and all that stuff, I don't know. Just never sits
Stabbing
well
is
with
much
me.
worse than shooting.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Everyone
regardless.
knows that.
Yeah, always. Just much more personal and...
Justin, you have a fear of being stabbed.
Who? Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Good to tell the public.
Doesn't everyone?
No, I don't like as I move about my day-to-day life, I'm not afraid of being stabbed.
I think stabbing seems really survivable and easy.
Oh, no way. To me, it seems like too
Yeah.
visceral
Yeah.
and personal.
I'm like,
and
I got this. Just pull it out.
No, I would much rather take a bullet.
I would much rather be shot.
Absolutely. I mean, this is not
the bullets
something
that people use now, like shred all your guts anyway. And
Well,
there's nothing to take out.
I'm not saying a shotgun. I don't want to take
No,
a
like, a
shotgun.
Knife also shreds guts.
Yeah.
Much easier to remove
You
a
have to
knife
turn it.
than a bullet, though.
Potentially. It's just
It's got a handle.
Not potentially.
It's got a handle.
maybe it's just odd. Anyways, how did we get on this?
bugs me-
I think I did this actually with the
What
Mortal
bugs me
Kombat.
in movies is when people get stabbed in the stomach and they immediately fall over dead.
Yeah.
That's not
Done.
how it would take a long time to bleed out from a stomach stabbing.
So that should make you more comfortable with stabbing.
Absolutely not. Not a chance.
Also, you're supposed to keep the knife in until you get to the monster.
I've also heard that.
Would that be
was
pleasant?
That was a courtesy. He's like, just as a courtesy, if you remove the knife, you're gonna die. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna chill here with the knife, I guess. So
I guess it would feel weird if it like hit bones and stuff while it's in your guts.
Sam, stop it. You let us know how John Wick is on the next episode. I am looking forward.
You're not
going
going to see it before next Thursday.
Maybe I'll take my kids to it.
Well, John Wick is in Fortnite, which is like what?
I saw that. It was bad enough that he already looked pretty close. They just made him look more Keanu Reeves-like enough so that you need to get this new John Wick that's in Fortnite.
Kids love Keanu Reeves.
Oh, God.
John Wick.
We all love Keanu Reeves. That's the problem. But
Have you had to
It's a
explain
national
Keanu Reeves to your kids?
yeah, they kind of know because I saw The Matrix with them. They're like, this Neo guy. And I was like, yes.
How to talk to your
he's
kids
the
about
one.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's the one.
We just rewatched The Matrix. It's on Netflix.
It's a perfect
It had
movie.
its anniversary.
It's 10 out of 10.
It's great.
It's a 10 out of 10 perfect
Absolutely.
movie.
It really is.
It's a shame
I've
they
never
only
seen
ever,
it.
It's a shame they only ever made one.
No, I've seen it.
Okay, Sam.
There's no flab on it. Every single
really?
scene is
Yeah,
essential.
it is really good. It's so
Amazing.
good. Yeah, fantastic.
Anyway, Justin, what was the name of the game you've been playing?
I've been playing a Steam game called Rise to Ruins. I think it's been around for a while, for a couple years, but it's sort of like it's experiencing a resurgence because it's having its run up to exiting early access. And it's half like village / town builder, like top down, where you're like, building farms and stuff like that. But then the other half is tower defense. So it's great. You're like, mining resources and building farms and building homes and upgrading things. But then you also have to like, build towers and walls to keep the creeps out.
Naturally.
Creeps.
Yeah.
Very fun so far.
Sounds good. And so it's about to leave early access?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly, I don't know like too much about it, but yeah, I think even though it's from like 2016, it's finally exiting. It's finally like a real game.
Does it have animals?
I don't know. I killed a zombie baby. Does that count as an animal?
Maybe.
No.
No?
Saying no? If this is 20 questions and we said, are there animals in it? But the game did have zombie babies in it.
I would have said no.
No.
Okay, we need to look at his face and make sure.
But remember before you actually brought up, are humans animals?
No, I didn't bring that up.
I think it came up in
And
20
then
questions.
maybe.
Undead humans, are they still human?
For sure, this would be a gimme. This would be one of those that gets retracted.
It was Justin that didn't think sharks were fish.
Yeah. I don't know why you had to bring that one back up.
Are you guys scared of sharks?
I was scared of
was-
sharks as a kid,
yeah.
but I
I've
was
never
probably
immediately
more.
walked back. I was very, very, generous with my apology on that one. Yeah, completely wrong.
I was probably more afraid of piranhas though as a kid.
Oh, yeah. piranhas
yeah.
are scary.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I thought piranhas were going to be a much bigger problem in my life. That and quicksand than they ended up being.
Yeah, quicksand
Yes.
is also very scary.
Quicksand, always.
Yeah, that was a big issue back in the day. right?
Quicksand, snakes. Well, maybe it's because of Pitfall. I remember playing Pitfall early on in like the Atari days.
I grew up
Activision
in
game.
the desert in Phoenix and Tucson and
Quicksand area.
lived there for
Yep.
over 20 years. Never saw quicksand, but also never thought about it.
Yeah.
Because it was like in the 80s when we really cared about quicksand. That was the last time I cared.
Maybe maybe there was more quicksand in the 80s.
Maybe.
Now
Yeah.
it's changed.
Have you ever been? So I've actually been from Nova Scotia where they have the highest tides in the world. I don't know if you guys have ever done something like this. And you can actually jump into what they call the basin where it's mud. And it's not quicksand, but it is almost like that where you can go up to your neck in mud and you need somebody to pull you out. It's the craziest
That
feeling.
sounds
Why would you?
horrible.
You're
Yeah.
saying that's like a dangerous thing that could
It
happen.
kind of is, but what happens
Are
is
you saying people do it for fun?
people do it for fun. They basically sell these boat tours where all of a sudden, and it's for real, when the tide goes all the way out, you watch the water descend and rise for about 40 feet in like the span of like a few minutes. It's crazy. And then the mud, you can get right up to your shoulders and you kind of need somebody to pull you out. It's
What if
crazy.
you're short? They don't know where the mud stops.
Are you
That's
saying
true.
that you're floating in the mud, or is there a ground?
No, like, the mud can in theory, almost go down infinitely. So it's not quicksand, but it is one of those things where you could get stuck.
So the idea of like maybe infinite mud below me, it does make me a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is one of those weird things. They
Are you
sell
on a rope?
No, they give you those kind of things. They have a boat, so you're wearing a life jacket and all the rest of that stuff. It's designed for you to go out and float in the water. Well,
They just throw you a couple of milk
float,
bags.
yeah, you float in the water and then yeah. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think I have some photos of me just up to my neck in mud.
Did you do it?
Yeah, it was crazy.
No.
Is it terrifying in the moment? Absolutely. Is it a cool experience that I would do again? Absolutely.
Well, in Calistoga, California, you can get like mud baths and you get covered in mud. And
Yeah.
It's hot, like steaming mud from, volcanic heat sources.
Yeah, mud bath.
I hear that's unpleasant though. It's very heavy.
Yeah, it is. It is heavy.
Yeah, it's not
Mud
like you,
scoop.
in the mud bath situation. It's not like you just sink into it easily. You kind of have to like work your way down into it, and they don't change the mud every time. It's the same mud everyone gets into naked. So not for me.
It's more hair than mud.
There's a mental vision
Sam
probably didn't need.
and CJ, guys, playing anything else to share?
I've been
can
playing.
we move on?
Yeah.
I finally got around to playing a lot of the new Yoshi game.
Oh yeah, you've been playing that.
And I really like there's collectible sets in it, and I've always liked that about Yoshi's Island style games, right? Because you can play them over and over again, you get the red coins and survive the level and stuff. This one has that stuff's all really great, so I was like, I'm gonna 100% this game, and I was really excited about it. But then I realized you have to do a bunch of other stuff to 100% it, which is like play the level and find like a bunch of little cutout stuff in the background. It's like find object stuff, and it's really boring, and I hate it.
Okay.
But have you guys seen the backwards play on that, where it's like they take a level and then they reverse it and you play through it backwards and you find Poochies?
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Cool.
The game looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. 1047 games.
Is it-
Splitgate.
Splitgate.
Yeah,
you're
heard of that? Yeah,
about that one.
it's one of these early access games right now, but I've got a chance to play it. It's really good. It's kind of like Halo Portal mixed. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
That's
but,
the Halo Portal game.
It's the Halo Portal game.
Is that the one that was originally called
Halo Portal?
Wars or something?
I don't
and then
know. Yeah, I mean,
That
it's
may
funny.
be a different.
As we go to the site, because I wanted to pull it out because I wasn't
Halo
sure.
meets Portal, IGN.
Halo meets Portal, IGN. If you go to the site right now, that's
do you
what
think
comes
wrote
up. So that's a good question.
Brandon.
Maybe Tom. I think Tom actually saw it pretty early last year.
Yeah, that seems like a Tom thing, right?
Yeah,
That's also that quote's funny because it's not like it's great. It's just a descriptor of what it is.
this is what it is. But
I mean,
it is
is it
pretty
just
fun.
Portal? Why are we saying it's Halo meets? Is it because you can also kill things?
No,
Halo's got a different style of shooting.
yeah, and it's very kind of team, dynamic where a lot of even the feeling of it, mobility wise, feels similar. But then you have like snipers and rockets and shotguns. It's basically this Halo sandbox feel with portals in it. It's really well done though.
Why has there not been more portal-based shooters?
This does seem weird. Yeah, it seems like it could be one of those things that maybe takes off. But there's definitely a different side of it where this BR trend is here, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really well done game.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if people kind of like play it long term the way they've been playing a lot of these battle royale games. So
What battle royales do you think will be announced at E3? Battles
geez.
Royale.
Angry Bird.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
Did the Battlefield 5 BR ever come out?
Yeah,
It
came out
did.
last
That's out.
month.
Tanking.
Tanked.
Yeah, it's just a fire. I think it was Firestorm or something like that.
So that,
yeah.
and then I was just talking a bit briefly about disappointments that we were excited about E3 last year, and that's another one.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Anthem, and then Elder Scrolls Blades.
Yeah.
Because it just came out, and it's like, where?
Yeah, what happened?
Dude, I play Blades, and I play a lot of those trashy mobile games, and Blades is not good.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
if
a bit
they're-
bummer. It's
The
beautiful.
phones handle
That's
it. Like it looks good, right?
Oh
The
yeah,
phone
it's
can handle it.
unbelievable that it's running on your phone. It gives you that feeling of like the first time you saw Infinity Blade, and you're like, "How is this possible?"
Yeah.
Like, but it's I don't know.
And I don't know if we've reached a saturation level, but Halo or even Destiny, I always think that they might kind of head in that direction just because it feels naturally like those games would fit there. But
There should
I
be a
don't know.
portal-based battle royale game.
That'd be
Think
cool.
about that.
That'd be cool.
Did you guys watch our first episode of Nightmares, the Dreams show?
No.
So there's a thing.
Dreams for PS4.
Yeah, Dreams for PS4. People have remade their favorite games in Dreams.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
That's just what people do.
Okay, I did see
So
that.
like, it's really funny. Like the funniest thing is like seeing these Sonic the Hedgehogs that are just like completely warped and crazy. Like they just so off model. Like the movie is so much more accurate. They had in our recent episode they had a Skyrim one, and it's so amazing. And it's a bunch of like mannequins in that cart at the beginning of Skyrim. You know, like, first of all, that's not the fun part of Skyrim, right? Like, let's just get that out of the way.
Well, that cart's a total meme now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and so it's that, and then it's the sound from Skyrim, like recorded on a phone, and then played into PlayStation. It's terrible.
Oh man, I gotta see it. I saw the Mario and Zelda ones. And
It's a
was
true
like,
nightmare.
yeah.
The
In the best
Mario
way.
one, he runs like such a goof.
It's so weird.
Yeah, his hands are just like spinning like a
But he's got a triple jump
like
and
the
a
tail of a helicopter.
Yeah, it looks odd, like he's gonna break in half.
Yeah.
Did you see the comments?
Check out Nightmares on IGN.
Did you see the comments from people saying we should take the video down because it's making dreams look bad?
Oh,
Well, you know what? They have a good point, but we're not going to take the video down.
exactly. It's like, I mean, that's
It's
what
not
it's
our
for.
responsibility
It's like,
to make dreams
They're
look
like,
good.
you're making it look like people just make garbage in dreams. Yes, that's what people are going to do with dreams.
Look, that
Yeah.
can also happen in addition to the things you're excited about.
Yeah. I think it's just the recreation of the things you already know. It's like, again.
It's like you're making the
Like
internet
Sonic.
look bad. Well,
Okay, Super Mario Maker 2. We saw the direct yesterday,
Yes.
and I think it put to bed any worries for me that this was
Dude.
just a port of Super
looks
Mario
so
Maker.
cool.
Yeah.
They added so much to it. I almost wonder if it's going to be they're making it like too complicated for most people.
They
to
pulled this
actually-
weird Jedi mind trick on me for Super Mario Maker. It's like they have every object and every theme from every Mario game. How did they do this?
Yeah.
And the sequel comes out, and they're like, no, like we added slopes. And I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
There was no slopes, and like they added so much more, like all the
So
stuff
much
that
to
I
it.
didn't realize was missing.
Yeah.
But was. It
Yeah.
looks really cool.
Can't wait.
I'm very impressed.
I'm on board. I'm going to
same.
play it.
The fact that it's on Switch. Yeah, loving that.
were you there when Lucy
Sorry.
and I were grumbling about this?
About what?
I was like, I just want someone else to make my Mario levels.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Can't Nintendo just make my Mario levels?" And I was like,
And
"That's
call
how
it-
I feel.
Exactly.
That's
actually-
exactly how I feel.
But
Can't
there are
Nintendo
100
just
Mario
make them?"
levels.
It is coming
Yeah,
with
and I love that. That was what I was most excited
a
about.
story mode.
Yeah.
Which sounds really cool.
That's super cool.
The thing with Dreams and actually Mario Maker and all these games is some of them have really, really good curator tools like upvoting or downvoting or like staff curated. Some of them have really bad ones, but like it can't be an afterthought. Like that has to be foundational to the entire experience of your
Yeah.
platform. Like if I can't immediately hop into and play the best user-generated Mario Maker levels, like they've kind of screwed up. Like
I have like a weird authenticity problem where I
Yeah.
don't care about even user ones that are good. I just don't care.
Well, you know,
if
want
it's a
them-
developer I care about or specifically Nintendo, then I care.
Well,
Yeah, I know
Mario
what you
Maker
mean.
shifted into these incredibly intricate and so cool like puzzle box levels that I've watched like YouTube videos on
Yeah,
like
those are really neat.
how they were built and how they were made, and that's amazing and that's awesome. But like, like the community so quickly moved away from people making Mario levels that actually feel like Mario levels. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want someone to just like
The Mario
give me
feel.
more levels that feel like World 5 and Super Mario World. Well,
Yeah.
that might be the Haunted Forest, but World 4 then. Whatever.
Yeah.
You get my point.
You-
All right, let's do the math here.
you want the
We got
categories, though.
Dinosaur,
Dinosaur Island,
Donut, Highlands
Plain,
or whatever,
Do-
Plains,
Yeah.
Vanilla Dome,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Butter Bridge.
But that's that kind of a world.
Well, it has like the
the-
part before it and the
it's
part after.
transitional.
And it has a
Yeah.
boss level.
Yeah, okay. It does have a castle. Yeah.
And then there's the
Forest.
Forest.
Forest. Yeah.
Got it.
So that's 5.
So not ones that feel like the forest.
But if you go to Star World, you just bypass all that.
Yeah,
Spoilers,
it's like
jeez.
every Mario Maker level feels like Star World,
Yeah.
where I want it to feel more like Donut Plains.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
saying like the levels like tubular and groovy in Star
Yeah.
World?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like too mixed.
the super hard ones. There needs to be some kind of curated tools too, because I thought you were going to mention this. Basically, the Rube Goldberg sort of like, hey, this is every level that's upvoted. That needs to be its own category. So
Yeah.
they need to potentially have some way to curate that has.
I was
the
very
category
excited to
in
see
there.
them have filtering on where like
Yes.
show me levels tuned for multiplayer, levels tuned
Yeah.
for this. So it's like if levels like I don't know, like give me levels that are like not that hard.
Yeah.
Like give me levels that are easier
Yeah.
and like I'll just run through them, have a good time.
Yeah.
Part of the problem with so many user-made levels for the first one is that they just played themselves.
Yep.
Yes.
And now there's actually like a tag for that, so you can avoid those if you want to.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm good.
There's also a tag for speedrunning, which is a little interesting because, I mean, you can just speedrun anything, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't need to say this one's for speedrunning.
Yeah, I suppose I could optimize for it in specific ways. Like,
Yeah.
like a no auto scroller stage would be a speedrunning stage, for example.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
if there's a way, and I love watching those speedruns, especially when people get into like glitching things, and I don't know if that happens often in Mario.
Happens in
Maker.
Donkey Kong.
Does. I'm trying to think though if there's other levels
Yeah.
where that.
Mario had glitches on like leaping off of pixels in the wall.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no, yeah. I think Super Mario Brothers especially is like that's the earliest speedrun game I ever saw people take apart.
Yeah.
And it was like always that. It's like you lodge yourself into like the halfway up of
Frames.
pipes
Yeah.
and jump up and over it.
It's insane.
To clarify, I don't think I don't only want to play like easy user made levels, but like the hidden blocks and
Yeah.
like the just the tricky like the tricks and the videos that are more fun to watch than play is like I don't know, like I want to have an option to just like give me levels that feel like Nintendo made levels.
And
Yeah.
then they just put that race car in there.
Yeah, there's a race car. There's some ninjas flying around.
Yeah. Watching kids play that game, honestly, I still have the Wii U version and they play it all the time. I can't actually wait for them to start making their own levels. There's a part of them that thinks design, and when you watch a child create something, like it is super cool to just understand why they do certain things. And then, of course, they end up doing, hey, check it out. I put like 3 Bowsers or something like that with all these fireballs. It's like, how do you get past it? They're like, there's a secret mushroom or a secret like acorn here. And I'm like, well, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like trolley levels.
It came out
my
too
kids.
late on 3DS for me to truly appreciate the portable version of it. I'm
True.
so excited just to have a portable Mario
Yep,
game.
absolutely.
Any sort.
Yep.
An offline play it has. You can like download stuff.
Was it the first one that introduced Tall Skinny Mario?
Oh yeah. I
That
forgot about
Nightmare
that.
Man?
Oh, that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Stretch
that
it out. Yeah.
Mario Maker?
Yeah.
I still love. I'm not sick of Nintendo's presentation style for their directs yet. Like they're so wholesome,
Yeah.
and like it's just like, look, Mario has a car now, and it's like just very cute and very wholesome and like so straightforward. It's really great. Although what was not straightforward was how multiplayer works. That is incredibly confusing. Like, do you need to have like
I think you need 4.
4 switches and 4
Yeah.
copies of the game, but like what about online play? And like but they only mention that in the context of online play, and I'm like, what about local multiplayer? Like it's
Yeah.
very unclear to me how it actually works.
I'm not a current subscriber of Nintendo
Yeah.
Online.
Same.
But for an extra $10, you get a year subscription with Mario Maker. So that's a pretty good deal.
So I don't subscribe to Nintendo Online. It's actually unclear to me what portions of it require Nintendo Online and what portions don't.
Yeah.
Can I browse and download levels if I don't have
I don't
Nintendo
think you can do
Online?
any of that now that Nintendo Online exists.
Or is Nintendo Online only for like the co-op and competitive multiplayer? This is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying those answers don't
because
exist.
like DLC you can still get other games. Yeah.
Like those answers may be clearly answered some FAQ or something, but it's just it's just a little bit more complicated now.
Anyway, Mario Maker 2 looks huge.
Does.
They added a bunch of stuff to it. Some of my favorite things they added are Dry Bones Shell. Mario can play dead.
That was cool.
Co-op level creation, the nighttime levels that changed like the
That was
rules,
really neat.
The
Yeah.
rules,
But it's so
And how there's
like-
a specific one for like desert and forest and everything.
And that they're not just nighttime. Like it's not a palette swap. Each one changes.
Yeah.
Like if you want to have a windy level or have this, like it's almost odd to even call it nighttime. Like it should just be called alternate mode.
yeah,
or something,
something like that.
But it's based on the Unhappy Sun, which I thought was my
Like,
favorite.
yeah, and like upside down gravity, low gravity.
That's cool.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
In other Nintendo news,
I want to guess.
the Nintendo Switch.
I thought you said it was Mystical Ninja.
It sounded like it, but I know it's not.
It's
I don't know.
the Sega CD version of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have guessed Sega CD.
that
but
Red Book
yeah,
audio.
Yeah, that's right.
The Nintendo Switch has now outsold the PlayStation 4 in Japan.
Wow.
And it's 3 years younger than the PS4.
Yeah. Holy cow.
That's incredible.
That's
I missed this
crazy.
story.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The PS4 has sold just over 8 million units, and the Switch has sold 8.13 million units.
I mean, it's a little bit interesting that Sony and Nintendo are Japanese-made companies, but the bulk of their business happens outside of Japan still to this day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation's huge in Europe, and I know that it really, really helps that United States numbers are big too. It's
Yeah.
just worldwide.
Portable gaming is so much more important in Japan.
Yeah.
It really, like the whole gaming community has really shifted to like portable on the
Yeah, but the Switch is not as competent at that as the Vita even or the 3DS
Right.
because of its like
Which is why-
near field stuff and communication.
Which is why, even though the Switch is doing really well and is now installed the PS4, not doing as well as the 3DS or the PSP was.
Right.
But that's probably the pressure to get out the Monster Hunters and the Pokemons. This year.
Yeah, and a cost as well too. I mean, how many models of 3DS now do they have, and what's the price of it? I think you get a 3DS now for like $70,
Free.
$79, more or less.
They're paying you to take them.
They are. You can get a game now with it where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna buy a 3DS all the time. It's $20 more for a 3DS than it would be to buy an actual game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
Anyway, thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For the Nintendo Switch in Japan.
Of course, Mega Man.
Yeah.
Genesis Mega
That's
Man?
gonna-
Genesis,
like a remix, right?
exactly.
That was the Wily Wars.
Oh
Weird.
man, that
I'm
is
so-
weird.
I can't wait to hear all that music.
But see, those are the kind of things you can tell that's a Genesis sound. It is not like a Super Nintendo.
You always say that. I'm not as good as you.
No, that's you can tell. You can tell sound.
We were talking about Wily Wars because it's announced to be included in the Sega Genesis Mini.
That was
which-
we got the full lineup, right? The
No, there's
final
still-
10 games?
No, we're still waiting on the final 10.
Got
we
it.
know 30 of them. And the lineup is amazing, by the way.
is.
It's an incredible lineup. So much.
It's amazing and Altered Beast.
I like Altered Beast.
You don't like Altered Beast.
I don't think it's necessarily
Altered Beast is
fun to
pretty
play.
You remember Altered Beast.
Stop that.
I played
Sam.
it just
I'm with David.
last year.
I like
It's got Sonic Spinball in it.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure for me.
Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is in there. But in Wily Wars, it's significant because as Sam reminded me today, it was only released via the Sega Channel here in North America.
Yeah.
The online bizarre
My cousins
Sega
had
Channel. Really?
Yeah, but yeah, and it's a really cool game, a remake of the first three. I've never played it in any emulated form or anything, so I can't wait. I probably play it before it comes out in this, but I've always been curious, and for some reason I never got around to it.
I really love how these classic consoles are sort of moving in this trend of like, we're going to give you like 75% of it's going to be the games that you know and love and want. Like another 15% of it is going to be like rarity, like Star
Yeah.
Fox 2
Star
and
Fox
like
2.
Mega
Yep.
Man, like stuff that you just couldn't or was very, very hard to find.
Yeah.
And then it's usually 10%.
This should all be in an eShop, though.
They should all.
Should be.
Yeah.
It belongs in an eShop.
Look at all those games on the back. So good.
Like I said at the top of the show, I was sent the Volume 2 of the SNES Omnibus by Brett Weiss. I think we flipped through the first one sometime last year. A game that I've been playing recently that I wanted to look up the entry for is Tetris Attack.
Dude, so good.
So good. Not a Tetris game
No.
in any shape or form.
No.
There are so many games that start with Super. Dude,
A lot.
let's go to the first game that starts
see
with
how thick
Super.
it is.
Here we go. Super Adventure Island.
There was a lot of 64s,
Right,
too.
so there's Super Adventure Island.
That's the first
Yeah, I
one.
was going to say, when did that stop? They did it with Wii.
Super
they did
Putty.
It with Wii U. I feel like it actually just stopped in the Switch generation. They
Yeah.
tried with 1-2 Switch. And then
Yeah,
we got a
didn't
lot
work
of
well.
Super Troll Islands is really good.
Super Mario.
Okay. This
For widget.
this is how much of the book is
And
just
what's
super games.
what's
A lot
the
of
page
supers.
count?
So
So it goes from page.
there aren't pages. There aren't page numbers.
There's no page numbers?
Yeah, no.
Send it back.
There's a lot of pages.
I'm sorry. Pages 230 to 313.
Jeez.
We're good now.
So 83 super games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Tetris Attack is not a Tetris game. It is Puzzled Upon or Pokemon Puzzle.
There it is.
It says the entry here for Tetris Attack says, unlike most Tetris sequels, which feature falling objects, Tetris Attack has colorful square panels. Blah blah blah. Blah. It doesn't.
They still
don't
fall.
seem too bothered by it. No, they come from the bottom. Well, garbage will fall.
Yeah.
From your opponent
Yep.
if you're playing multiplayer.
And it's big gray blocks and it's really scary. I love this game how it has a Yoshi's Island theme. It's so
it's a
cool.
Yoshi game. It's a Tetris.
Tetris Attack.
Call it
is
Tetris
Yoshi's
Attack.
Island themed.
Not a Tetris game is a Yoshi game.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, and it has the theme is like the weird crayon drawings from Yoshi's Island, and it has the enemies from Yoshi's Island, which are like kind of obscure too, and you can play as them.
Tetris has lots of
amazing.
weird stuff like that. Like I just saw the page across from Tetris Attack was Tetris 2.
Yep.
Like,
That also came
how bold
on Super Nintendo.
to name your game that.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a lot of that too.
Also,
It has like weird, awful Tetris shapes that I just hate.
really.
But I've never played Hatris.
There's
Hatris.
There's Hatris, Tetrisphere,
There's Weltris.
Welltris and Wordtris on Super Nintendo also.
Yeah, I was just a big
That's-
Tetris.
wanna look at word
Just
Tetris?
a regular Tetris. Are you theme A or theme B though in Tetris? That's the biggest question. When you get a chance to play the music, you could select the
Well,
music.
I'm okay. So the Game Boy
Wordtris.
game has 3 themes.
Yeah, it
And
does.
those are my favorite ones,
See.
and I like the third one.
When I was little, when I was like 5 years old, we got an NES, we got Tetris for our Nintendo. When I was a little kid, I didn't understand it, and like in hindsight, it's so weird that it's Russian and it is
Yes.
clearly the Kremlin, but then the rocket ship just like hastily has like USA scribbled on it.
does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
instead of
seeing
being a
that.
Soviet rocket, the
It
rocket
says
just
USA?
says USA for the localized
Space
version.
race.
And it's insane. And then there's Samus playing a cello, and like
So what is Wordtris? What's going on here? I can't even tell.
Wordtris combines the falling block action of Tetris with the strategic wordplay of a board game like Boggle or Scrabble.
What are these screenshots?
There's like,
photo.
It's like circus themed, I think. And then the old ad, magazine ad says, if you thought Tetris was fun, look what we did to Wordtris.
Look at Wolverine,
Exactly,
Adamantium
what?
Rage.
Yeah, Wolverine, Adamantium Rage.
Wordtris.
Was there a more popular comic book character on the planet at the time that game
Yeah,
came
it
out?
says 94.
To this day.
So when
Yeah,
the
or
very
to this
first
day,
sound
that's
you
true.
hear this is true in Wolverine Adamantium Rage, the very first sound you hear is a really bad sample of like a DJ record scratch when we're like Wolverine, and that's the text tone on my phone.
Oh, nice.
Wolverine.
Okay, I got to hear that after. That was such a good game. That was
Randomly, Riddick Bow Boxing.
Sure.
Rex
Ooh, there
Ronan,
you go.
Experimental Surgeon. What is this game?
I don't know what that game.
Never
is.
heard of it.
This is a
Tell
real
us about
game.
it.
That's what I really, really like this omnibus, but
You
it's,
throw one fake thing in so people don't copy it.
Exactly. Random.
The thing I remember having this problem with Volume 1 was like The Legend of Zelda, 2 pages. Then you get Riddick Bow Boxing, 1 page. And it's like, okay, well.
As Rex Ronan, you must shrink yourself down to near microscopic size and enter the body of Jake Westboro, including his mouth, trachea, lungs, bronchial tubes, arteries, heart, and brain.
So it's a.
Interesting.
It's an inner space type game.
He's been a smoker since he was 15.
oh.
I'm gonna look this up.
Meta
It's
game
called
there.
Rex Ronan. I'm gonna see how much.
Experimental surgeon.
I've never seen this game.
What's the gameplay?
Like, what's it? How's it play?
It's a
a running gun.
platformer.
Is it a
running gun.
platformer?
It says running gun.
Run a gun.
Yeah.
What are you gunning? Germs?
Plaque.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
all of its
clearing
mini-
the blood cells.
In all of its many forms.
Yeah.
There's a game called SOS. Never heard of it. From Vic Tokai, it looks like you are on a ship.
No.
There's a game called Soul Blazer.
Soul Blazer. I remember that. I don't think I played it.
If this covers games N through Z, what do we think is the first entry?
N.
N?
Yeah.
NBA Jam.
I don't know. So
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam's probably one of them. That's on the back there.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what else there could be.
All right. Rex Ronan prices are.
Natsume Championship Wrestling.
Sure.
That makes. But NBA All Star Challenge is number 2.
Oh, I played a lot of that.
You can get a copy of Rex Ronan for $48. Buy it now.
Jeez.
48.
Bye.
Not bad.
Natsume Championship Wrestling. What do we think is the final entry?
Z. Wasn't there a game called...
Zizix? Zoop?
Yeah, Zoop. That's
Zoop?
what- I was going to say Zool, but it's Zoop.
I'm gonna guess Zoop. Wow, they have a bunch of Zool and then Zoop.
There it is.
Is that really the last
Zool
one?
Intergalactic
Yeah.
Ninja or whatever?
Zool is Ninja of the Nth Dimension, and then there's Zoop. What is Zoop?
There is
There it
Zool.
is.
What isn't Zoop, Damon?
Cosmic
Always
Arc.
Zoop.
It's described as Cosmic Arc meets Tetris.
Okay, that's a good 20 questions question. Does this game have a cosmic arc in it?
Yeah, how
Can't do
colorful
X
it
meets
is.
X if no one knows the first thing.
Did this game come out before or after Zoop could be a really good moment for us?
Yeah.
What year did
remember.
Zoop come out?
I'm not going to open up the volume again.
Okay. I'll just go on my phone.
Let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Hi.
What's up?
Time. We're okay, yeah. This is Elliot in St. Louis, Missouri. He says, long-time listener, first-time emailer. You guys do a great job with the show each week. Thank you for the time and personality you put into it and make it so enjoyable to listen to. I've never played a Castlevania game, but I'm buying the collection coming out on Switch this week. Reminder that the Castlevania collection is out this week. I'm a filthy casual when it comes to games, and I prefer gaming to be more relaxing than challenging. I tried Hollow Knight, but after 20 hours of constant death, I stopped playing.
Oh.
I'm loving SteamWorld Dig 2 at the moment. Amazing game. Which game in the collection, the Castlevania collection, do the Omega Cops think I should start with? I've heard number 4 for the SNES is the best one.
No.
So
No.
I don't know if I'm
but-
going to enjoy this collection.
I was going to say.
Every game in that collection is punishing.
Yeah.
Castlevania is
Am I wrong about
a
that?
hard
Is there
series,
anything-
and I think it got easier with like
Something
when
that
it went
is
Symphony Night, yeah.
Metroidvania. But
The
of course,
Metroidvania let you level up. Like you
Yeah.
always have that escape valve.
You
Like,
could just grind.
even like Dark Souls, like you can grind it out if you
Yeah.
want.
So
But
the
of course-
answer is 3.
this collection is all the games before Symphony of the Night.
Right.
Yeah. 3 is the most accessible and fun.
You think so? More than 4? You think?
Yeah, because you can, and the characters are really fun in it and stuff.
I mean, I'm not
no,
disagreeing that it's
I don't
fun.
think
It's
4 is. I don't like 4.
The only other thing is that this collection includes Bloodlines, the
Yeah.
Sega Genesis game, and I think that is a little bit
I remember that being hard.
one of the easier ones.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't play
also
that one.
the first uncensored Castlevania, so you get to see blood in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Definitely
Yeah.
Owned that and still I haven't played it in a long
And
time.
I mean, I love the music from the Castlevania games. Yeah, the first two are just so punishing. They're not Ninja Gaiden-esque, but yeah, fall in holes, die.
Four's really hard too.
Yeah, they're all
Might be.
hard, but
it's hard.
yeah,
It might be harder because you can't control your jump.
definitely. Yeah, you're committed once you're in the air, and the amount of times that you hit somebody, like it's frustrating. If he's having a problem with Shovel Knight, I mean, I don't know,
Hollow Knight.
or Hollow Knight. Sorry, I don't know which one you recommend.
Hollow Knight's also fairly hard. It's pretty
Yeah.
punishing.
Yeah.
Does this remake have any of the modern, does it have rewind or save states or anything like that? I don't
I haven't heard about
In 3, you can enter the code "Help me" for your name, and then you get 10 lives.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that's right.
What about
Forgot
Konami
that.
code?
No, none of the Castlevanias have
Konami
Konami
code?
code. Castlevania 1 is fantastic.
It is
It's
good.
really
Oh, yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I have
Very
it
cool
in a
game.
Play Choice cabinet, and I play it all the time in that. And I can't really get past Grim Reaper unless I'm having like the best day of my life. But like getting to and through Frankenstein is like some of the best gameplay of the 1980s easily. And it's the best music.
Yeah, music's
Amazing music.
It's really fun. Like
Very-
it's very fun. And like all the characters and everything are like so great. Like design, they're just great designs, and they look really
Yeah.
cool. And it's just awesome. I love seeing the clock tower in the background, and you get closer to it, and there's a map.
Yeah, I love the map.
It's
Working
amazing.
towards the clock tower.
Yeah,
Everyone
really
talks
good.
about the map, and I've even talked about how the map makes you feel like you go on a journey. But they also do that stuff with like the parallax and the backgrounds to
Yeah.
really make
Yes.
you feel like you're traveling from place to place.
Yeah.
And then 2 is just so.
Bad. I don't know. That's mean.
It's just like convoluted and like
Yeah.
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So
It's
It's a
very
real attempt at
confusing.
making a Metroid Castlevania game from that time. I mean, that's really cool, but there's just not enough explanation or like
Yeah.
even
You could do a
memory
lot-
on the cartridge to make that game work.
Yeah.
you could get deep into it if you follow a guide online.
Yeah.
It has
Tough.
a really cool vibe to it. I think the Horrible Night for a Curse, like day-night cycle, is really neat. The towns that become empty and haunted are really cool, and there's great enemies and stuff in it still. So.
2 may actually not be that hard if you follow a FAQ and just follow a walkthrough.
Well,
Except
unfortunately, we just tried that, and we couldn't
tough.
get through what we wanted to.
Yeah.
we couldn't get to Dracula.
We tried to use a guide to skip straight to Dracula.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
It
if
was
you
just
just follow, like,
you go
do
from the
this
start.
and this and this, I don't think
yeah.
mechanically it's actually that hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, games were designed to be very punishing back then. It was not like
Yeah, it's because the game was like 25 minutes and they had to make it last.
yeah,
months.
well, exactly. And so he's talking about enjoying. It's like you don't feel that with many Nintendo games. I mean, you obviously enjoy them, but they are punishing. Like a lot of games in general in that era were just super punishing.
But playing Simon's Quest with a guide would actually be the most enjoyable experience.
yeah,
Probably.
If you're that type of gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
3 is a refinement of the first one. An improvement, I think. And
Yeah,
super
great
playable, super
character
fun.
choosing, really good music, and then like just a little bit of fairness added to it because they had just had a couple games to design before
Yeah,
under their belts.
I think 4 is really good too. I don't know why you seem a little down on 4, but that's the
Yeah, I never liked
Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah.
Also very cool music.
I don't think it looks as good as some of the other ones, and
Really?
it has this weird pastelness to it.
It was an early SNES game.
Yeah.
It plays a lot
Was
like
it a, it
Castlevania.
might have been a
1.
launch SNES game.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I've
way
played
to
them
find
all. Yeah, I don't know if I can't remember if I've beaten that game actually, but
Cool Mode 7 effects.
yeah.
And the
Yeah, it
whip
looks
is really
really
neat
good.
how you can like hold it out and it like
Yeah, like tangles and
limply
kind of
move it around.
Yeah.
And it has Indiana Jones style swinging.
yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe you should start with Kid Dracula because that's on this
So that
collection
game
too.
probably
Oh, there you
amazing.
go.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that in a like a judge you mean way. I mean, that's
Yeah.
supposedly that was never released in the U.S.
Skip
and
the
I-
Game Boy ones.
I think it's going to be really cute. The Game Boy ones will be are just kind of like a novelty.
Yeah.
in there.
Such
That's how the-
reorchestration.
so good.
That's
That's how
really
the
cool.
Mega Man Continue music
Continue
sounds
screen.
on Sega Genesis.
Yep.
That brings us to Video Game 20 Questions. Our suggestion this week comes from Malcolm Irons in Spring, Texas. Says, "Hey, I just want to say I love what you all do and all the hard work you put in at IGN." Thanks, Malcolm. With that, let the questioning begin.
Oh goodness.
Could this game have been in Volume 1 or Volume 2 of the SNES Omnibus?
No.
Oh, dang.
that would have been a good one.
That was a little Hail Mary
That'd have
there.
been a good one. Optical based medium. Is it?
You got to ask it in a form of
Yeah, you can't just say things.
Would this game have been initially released on an optical based medium?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Sam, go ahead.
Was this game made in Japan?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Is this game developer still around?
In a way,
Ooh, nice. Oh,
actually,
cutting through it.
wait a minute. The developer is still around. Yes. That's a hard yes. Sorry.
Hard yes. Okay. So it's like a publisher developer
was gonna
sort of
say.
split here somehow that we gotta exploit.
Yeah.
Is this a Nintendo or a PlayStation
No, it can't be.
franchise? Maybe PlayStation.
I don't think it's either. Well, I mean, I don't know. You can ask whatever you want.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Just optical based media.
Was this a console exclusive?
Yes.
Ooh.
There we go.
I like that.
That's good.
That's 5.
That's really good.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
Not gonna get to that boss music.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a little bit more
What
generic.
about? Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I'm just thinking like to isolate. I always like
Sony,
getting.
Nintendo, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Would be good to get.
Yeah. All right. Just want me to ask direct.
Ask whatever you want.
All right. Would this have appeared on a Sony console?
No.
Same question, Nintendo.
No.
Oh no.
Oof. Okay.
This is good though.
Did this
That's illuminating
appear
a lot.
on a Sega console?
No.
Could be Blue Dragon,
it's a console though.
but it's a Nintendo-made game on an excuse me, a
Nope.
Japanese-made game on an optical medium.
yeah. I
but
mean, it
not-
eliminated PlayStation, Nintendo.
Okay, I mean, did it appear on an Xbox console?
Yes.
What?
Japanese Xbox exclusive.
There's not many of those.
Choo choo.
No. Wow. Oh. Okay.
Could be Blue Dragon.
You think?
Could be.
I mean, so he's mentioned
there's all
publisher.
the,
Tecmo kind of changed into Tecmo Koei or whatever
Yeah,
as
Ninja
well
Gaiden's
too,
a
and
good
Ninja Gaiden is, which I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 2 right now on Xbox 360 because it
Yeah.
was just backwards compatible. So
Is it helpful to know if it's part of a franchise?
Yeah.
yeah, is it part of a franchise?
Yes. That's 10.
It could be Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's very likely.
yeah.
Was this on the original Xbox?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
You,
it's not Blue Dragon.
You slice,
Yeah.
You slicing up ninjas in this game?
Yes.
Okay, let's just do it. Well, we don't know if it's black or not.
well, there's no because if it's
on the OG Xbox.
did
oh wait,
did you confirm it's on the OG Xbox?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Is there really only the one?
no, there was two. There was original Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black. So there was two that was released for OG Xbox because Black was an updated version.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if Damon will know the difference.
oh yeah, he will because they will have said that in the title.
Because you could say like, are there like giant fish in a river in this?
No, I mean, you're just asking if it has the word black in the title.
it's a cheat.
I know, but
Is this the?
oh yeah,
An
here.
upgrade?
Yes,
Yeah.
is this an upgrade of the actual game?
No.
Yeah,
Well, then it's
Damon wouldn't do us dirty like that, guys.
okay. Does it?
No, that we know what the game is.
Well,
Just ask
I
the
wanted
game.
to hit 15.
Okay, so what are we at right now?
13?
That's 13.
We should ask.
But we could be really wrong.
We could
Does it
be.
have a character named Ryu in it?
That's right. Ask that. That was the
Does
question.
just have a character named Ryu in it?
Yes.
All right, is it Ninja Gaiden?
It is
There,
Ninja Gaiden.
Gaiden. There it is. Nice.
Nicely job.
When you asked me what games we playing, I actually just finished playing
Yeah, we
through.
were just talking about
Yeah,
this.
Ninja Gaiden 2 with Mitchell Salzman actually, and we just did our a deathless run attempt. We beat the first Ninja
Attempt.
Gaiden attempt. We're still filming it. We beat the first Ninja Gaiden Black on OG Xbox. No deaths.
deaths? That's
No
amazing.
deaths.
Wow.
But then Ninja Gaiden actually was released first, and then they did a remake of it called Black about a year after.
I feel like in the era of like Dark Souls and Sekiro, like Ninja Gaiden is overdue for
it's-
like a
it's due,
resurrection.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Team Ninja is still around.
Yeah.
They just made Dead or Alive, right?
Yeah, made a Metroid game.
Yeah.
Yes, but they
Well,
were
years
purchased
ago.
at the time. Yeah, so now it's like Team Ninja, like
like
Tecmo Koei. Or
Now it's
whatever.
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, and so that was the question I was leaning into at first. But then when we got into like Ryu Hayabusa, I was like, okay, it's,
So would Microsoft still publish it?
Microsoft didn't publish that. It was Tecmo.
it was Tecmo. Yeah.
But it was exclusive for just some reason.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's where I was like, "There's no way this could be Ninja Gaiden." I wanted to ask that at like question 5, but then I was like, "I'm just gonna keep going." But yeah, playing that. So that is probably one of my top 3 favorite Xbox games of all time. Actually,
Crimson Skies for me.
Crimson Skies is probably top 5.
I can't even name 3 Xbox games.
Oh, stop that, Sam.
Blinks the time.
Halo 2. Halo 2 was another. Halo 2 was another one, Sam, for you.
Fusion
hit.
Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy.
Was Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z the last Ninja Gaiden game?
yes.
Nobody knows.
Well, I
That's
think they.
kinda sad.
Yeah, they done so. Ninja Gaiden 3, they did the same thing. They'll release it, and then often what happens is they release updates for the other consoles. So there's like Ninja Gaiden 2, Sigma for PlayStation, and then Ninja Gaiden 3, and then Razor's Edge for Wii and PlayStation. So they've always had the Xbox one usually launch first, and then they release later ones updated on the other consoles. So, but we've been waiting for Ninja Gaiden 4. And it sucks
That
because
must have been tough because there was only 300 total sales of Xboxes in Japan.
well, so
It
when
was
you,
probably to that team.
So I did. It was an exclusive at the time, which showcased a lot of Xbox's, prowess and hardware abilities, because that game ran at 60 frames and it was amazing at launch. But
that's what we talk about this on Scoop a lot about how, now that those consoles are in the distant past, it's like, PS2 and Xbox are like pretty equivalent. But like at the time when it was the war, like the console war, the Xbox was clearly like the more powerful console.
Yeah.
And, but it still wasn't enough to like, shift it in the first place.
Yeah. And it was one of those ones that featured online, had Master Ninja Tournament. There was downloaded assets and all the rest of that stuff. That was one of those first, you didn't pay anything for it. It was just a free update for the game prior to them launching like an update.
What was the online gameplay?
It was a combination of like DLC, so you got a new weapon in the second version of it, and then they actually did a Master Ninja Tournament, which I competed in.
Mean?
So they basically had you go for karma score and stuff like that.
I thought it was timed. I mean, you remember better.
So it was arcade style.
Yeah, it was a combination of time and karma and all that. So I ranked in the top 9 for the world at first when I did it, and then they had you compete against other nations, and I came second in Canada.
Whoa!
And had I have came first, I would have went over to Japan and actually played
amazing.
it. Yeah, that was how I got the IGN in the first E3 of 2006. I basically put that on my quote demo reel for Fran to check out.
That's actually a really cool anecdote and story. I think it's interesting that you described coming in 9th as top 9.
Well, because at the time, like there was only 9 people who completed it. I completed it fastest, so I have a save of me being in the 9th spot out of there's probably 4,000 or 5,000 people who competed. But when you say it that way, it doesn't. But I met Itagaki the year after doing an interview with him prior to launching Ninja Gaiden 2, and it was super cool. Yeah, he's like, thank you very much for playing the game and being in the Master Ninja Tournament.
Thank you for the suggestion. Malcolm Irons from Spring, Texas. If you have your own 20 questions, suggestions, send them to me at the email address gamescoop@ign.com. And that is all the scoops that we have for you this week.
13 questions.
Well, 14 questions.
Well, 14. Yeah. Okay, 14. We did it.
Yeah, we did.
That was the mission.
Yeah,
so now you don't get to hear the boss fight music.
What is it, though?
No. Oh. You have to decide whether you want to win or hear the boss fight music.
That's right.
15 questions next time. We got to just get to 15.
And you didn't get to change the color of the background.
I was ready to go red.
Yeah.
But that's because we did something more important. We won 20 questions. Remember, that's the focus.
That's the most important thing. Really. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Everybody check out Elevator Action Returns. My name is Damon. This is IGN Game Scoop, and we're out.